And today we have with us actually a pro bono volunteer, a CFP professional named Kevin Lamb, who actually has used our platform to access several different types of opportunities. And I'm really excited because Kevin has agreed to be interviewed by FFP's Senior Director for Grants and Programs, Rachel Roth, about his experiences. So Rachel, Kevin, let's hear from you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, John. And thank you so much, Kevin, for being here today. It's always a pleasure to see you. You always bring a smile to my face. So I'm really happy to be interviewing you today. I'd love to start with talking a little bit about what inspired you to volunteer.
Well, to tell you the truth, I was inspired by reading Rivka's story. And now I'm inspired again by hearing her story again. So yeah, there's actually two parts to my inspiration. One was the foundation's website, where you had all these wonderful stories from our clients telling their tremendous stories about themselves. And that website also has stories from other planners who talked about how rewarding it was for them to work with our clients and helping folks in need. And the other part of my inspiration really was just when I was planning my own retirement, I knew that I wanted to do more pro bono work. And that was because I felt like I just didn't do enough when I was in my 40-year career in institutional finance. And I knew that in my retirement, that doing pro bono work would just be another path for me to find fulfillment in my retirement and also fulfillment in my life. So those were the two main inspirations.
Thank you, Kevin. And what have been your experiences like so far?
Well, the experiences have been really terrific. It's been extremely rewarding. It's been extremely gratifying, extremely heartwarming. I mean, it's rewarding just to be able to see the improvement in our clients' lives just by the little bit of help that we give them. And it's been gratifying to hear from them say, you know, just really thank you for helping out. We really appreciate you listening. We really appreciate you helping us find solutions to our problems. And it's gratifying to hear that. And it's also heartwarming because, you know, those words are coming from their heart. I mean, they're said with true sincerity, because they know that that we're providing the service to them for free, and they know that we're just giving a little bit part of ourselves to help them out when we can.
Thank you. And we know that you've worked with at least 3 nonprofit organizations to connect to pro bono clients: Wings for Widows, helping widows and widowers with the financial burden after a loss of a loved one; Family Reach, which is Rivka's organization, helping cancer patients and their families; and also After Innocence, which helps exonerees or people who are innocent that have been released from prison. You work with such a variety of clients. Can you talk briefly about your experience working with a recent client and what help was needed?
Sure, and I'll try to be brief. So I've been actually currently working with a client from After Innocence, which is a terrific nonprofit. As we talked a little bit about before, they help exonerees, folks who were wrongfully convicted and then wrongfully imprisoned, oftentimes for many, many years. And the client I'm working with now actually was wrongfully imprisoned for almost 20 years of his life, 20 of his prime years. And his situation is that when he was released, he actually made some very good financial decisions. He bought a good house in a nice neighborhood. But the problem now is that the neighborhood has gotten nicer and nicer, but that meant that the property taxes have gotten higher and higher. And so he's been having trouble keeping up with paying the property taxes. And in addition to that problem, he's just turned 65, but he cannot get Medicare. And the reason is because he does not have 40 credits. And here's the twist, here's the irony, and here's the additional injustice. The reason he does not have 40 credits is because he was wrongfully imprisoned for 20 years. So he's got the challenge of not having health insurance. So those are his needs right now. He needs to get health insurance, and he needs to be able to pay his property taxes.
Wow. I've talked to After Innocence about that challenge. So Social Security and Medicare, like,
Yeah.
don't have the credits for wow. So how have you been able to assist him?
Yeah, so I've been working with the leadership team at After Innocence, and we've come up with a two-part plan. And the first part of the plan is that we're going to help the client get a reverse mortgage. And that will allow us to tap into the equity in his house and improve his cash flow so that he'll have money to pay the property taxes. And then the second part of the plan is for us to restructure his annuity. He has an annuity that we can restructure. And in doing so, we'll get him qualified for supplemental security income, which will also help us improve his cash flow. But it will also position him to be able to get into the special qualified Medicare beneficiary program. And that will allow him to get the health insurance. So if we're able to execute on this plan, we'll be able to get him his health insurance and be able to have him be able to pay for his property taxes.
Wow, that's wonderful. It's a huge impact that you're making on his life, helping him navigate things that are pretty complicated that he probably wouldn't have known about on his own. What have you learned so far from working with him?
Wow, I've learned so much, and a lot of things I've relearned. So I think the most important thing is I've learned just really the strength and the resilience of the clients that we work with. I mean, they're facing so many really difficult challenges, but in the face of that, they have this amazing spirit, and they have this tremendous amount of grace, and it's just wonderful to be able to help them, fix some of their problems, and also to fix some of life's injustices.
And how has volunteering to do pro bono work impacted you?
Wow. So it's impacted me very profoundly. It's added a lot of purpose and fulfillment in my retirement and also in my life. It's allowed me to receive more gratitude, but also to give more gratitude. And I think in the simplest terms, it's allowed me to be a better person.
And so what advice would you give to other advisors who are interested in doing pro bono service?
Wow. Yeah, so for other advisors and planners, number one, get involved. Number two, take action. And number three, stay involved. So for new advisors and new planners coming into our profession, I ask you, please get involved. Don't be afraid that you don't know everything, because just having your interest in doing pro bono work, that's enough to show that you know enough to have a very important, meaningful impact. And for folks who are experienced, I ask you, please find some time. I know it's very, very difficult in our world to find time to get everything done. But if you can just find a little bit of time and just give a little bit of yourself, you can really have a tremendous impact, and it'll be so rewarding. And finally, for my fellow retirees and other pre-retirees, please stay involved. You have such tremendous expertise and some tremendous wisdom and gravitas, that you have these superpowers to have a tremendous effect on people and be really impactful. And so, I hope we don't lose that. And so I really ask you to please stay very much involved.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for your dedication and your thoughtfulness and your warmth. Like I said in the beginning of the interview, you really bring a smile to my face whenever I see you. And I know that you do the same for your clients. I've talked to After Innocence about that. And we're so lucky to have you. We really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thanks, Rachel. And I also want to thank the entire team at the foundation for your leadership, for your dedication, for all your hard work. It's been meaningful to me, and it's had tremendous impact on a lot of other people that I see. So thank you.
Kevin, thank you for your service. It's amazing. The stories that you've shared with us are truly inspiring and really motivate us to just do ever more and involve more and more folks like yourself. And I especially love that, in retirement, this has been a really meaningful pursuit for you. And with so many financial advisors retiring over the next decade, we hope many people will choose to do what you have done and continue to lend your incredible skills to people in need. So thank you.